So this is the Sagittarius full moon report for June 14th, 2022. Now this is a do-over from the prior Sagittarius full moon report that I had made because I saw some connections in the full moon chart that I believe I had left out, and I wanted to include that today. So we have the sun at 23 degrees of Gemini, and it is a full moon, so the moon is opposing the sun at 23 degrees of Sagittarius. Now, what is Sagittarius? Sagittarius is about truth. It is about one's philosophical nature. Sagittarius is about humor, and Sagittarius loves to travel, and on occasion Sagittarius is blunt, outspoken, direct. Sagittarius is about the guru, the wise one, philosophical. Right now, our viewpoints will be colored by the Sagittarius outlook of the aforementioned. We will have to watch for direct or blunt speech, kind of speaking our mind without thought. And this is a time for or knowledge about increased knowledge, going back to school, and there may be some political overtones during this full moon as well. A lot with opinions being expressed and philosophies, and because of the axis of the sun in Gemini and the full moon in Sagittarius, there's going to be the theme of fun, humor, positive, boisterous, enthusiastic energy, somewhat forward-looking to the future, which is all very positive. But they will be themes during this full moon. Now, we have the ruler of Sagittarius as Jupiter, and it is in Aries. And Aries is a fire sign like Sagittarius, so that's very compatible. Now, the moon and Jupiter do not make a major aspect, but there is a connection with regards to the signs they reside in, the moon in Sagittarius, Jupiter in Aries. So this is good because it brings in that additional energy and zest towards our aspirations and goals. And Mars is in Aries as well, although there is not a standard 7-degree conjunction between Jupiter and Mars. Nonetheless, we will feel, to add to all this, very daring and very much as aforementioned in the way of being direct without thought. But Mars in its own sign is a very positive, energetic desire to express our needs. And we may be in a hurry because Mars will apply later on in June a square to Pluto. And that's a whole nother story later on in the month, where we will have to be cautious of rash speech and rash actions. However, this is a theme as well. during the time of the full moon. Now, we have a trine between the Sun and Saturn. It's a supportive trine in air, which is good. Kind of helps us to become a little less emotional, more detached, more calculating, and this is a very good aspect, even though Saturn is retrograde. So Saturn is a teacher. Saturn rules Capricorn. And right now with Saturn in Aquarius and retrograde, there may be, and be prepared for certain frustrations and setbacks, and this would be in the area of technology, or there could be plans for anything technological that we may want to move forward with, both worldwide and personally in our lives, say with computers, social media, the internet, and we may find there are delays and frustrations. This also may include hacking of sorts because of Saturn being very technological, very futuristic, and in its retrograde phase. And what else does Saturn rule? Saturn is about our friendships, our friendliness, our group connections. So right now, as aforementioned, social media, social groups could come to the forefront. There could be a lot of radical opinions right now and a lot of radical groups because of Saturn's retrograde phase, and especially since we've got very outspoken and very somewhat opinionated moon, and nonetheless the full moon in Sagittarius. So the mood right now is about our opinions, our need to express those opinions without thought, groups that could be rather opinionated or they come to the forefront of the internet, the media, and there could be, because of Saturn in Aquarius retrograde, certain radical actions that take place. There could be some public upheavals and so on and so forth, because Saturn in Aquarius is very group oriented. So the caution right now is, if you want to speak your truth, speak your opinions, make sure you think before you react, because this is a very reactive full moon with this Saturn in Aquarius retrograde and the full moon in Sagittarius. So we have Pluto still retrograde at 28 degrees in Capricorn. And as always, Capricorn is very conservative, and Pluto and Capricorn, interestingly enough, are about power. It is about authority, and there may be an upheaval, especially connected with this groupthink regarding certain groups and the masses, regarding rules, regulation, abuse of power, and so on and so forth, because Pluto is also retrograde. So there's individuals wanting to really put their truth out there, feeling held back by rules, regulations or certain unfairness, politics, what have you. And this is somewhat the scene in and around the time of the full moon on June 14th. Now, we still have Neptune in Pisces, which is a very nice influence that continues to make the supportive sextile Earth and water to Pluto, although retrograde, in Capricorn. So although we may feel a little bit aggressive, and this is also what we must be careful of right now, is over the top aggression and assertiveness. Pluto in Capricorn and Neptune in Pisces help us to ground ourselves and not get too carried away with over the top actions that may be overly aggressive, and apply more understanding and kindness to those around us. With Neptune in Pisces, that is somewhat of a healing influence. Now, Neptune does make a square to the moon on the full moon. So what is Neptune? Neptune, at its best, is very compassionate, empathetic, very sensitive. It rules film. It is about our compassion in the highest towards the masses. It is about the metaphysical, paranormal, the unknown. And Pisces Neptune is connected with the 12th house. That squaring off very direct and outspoken Sagittarius, well, that can indicate, especially since Sagittarius really likes to put things out there, that may indicate that there are certain mysteries or secrets that are revealed right now. And so this may be a positive or a negative depending on the energies of this connection between Sagittarius and Pisces. Nonetheless, it will be very interesting. To add to that, there is a T-square in the mutable signs with the full moon with Neptune at 23 degrees, the full moon, the sun in Gemini, and Neptune in Pisces. So with that, there may be, to further the secretive nature of all this, some uncomfortable information that comes about now, possibly regarding people of certain eminence, fame, or celebrity. Who knows, with Sagittarius there, that may be connected with politicians, celebrity, those that are well known, or secrets that come out regarding politics, education, and communication. So this is something to be prepared for. Personally, this says that we may have secrets for those of us who are exposed, or secrets that come about now about people that are close to us, information that was covered up becomes known. And for those of us personally, it may be a little bit uncomfortable to handle some of the information. So do be prepared to uncover secrets or unknown knowledge that was kept hidden. And we do have Uranus still in Taurus. We have Venus in Taurus, and Venus is also in its own sign of Taurus. With Uranus, we will have some unusual flair for abstract or the unusual in love relationships, or that is creative, the abstract, the unusual, different, and expect the unexpected in love. But nonetheless, Venus loves to be in Taurus, so we will have a heightened sense of appreciation. Now, also because we've got this T-square with the full moon and in Sagittarius, Neptune in Pisces, and the Sun in Gemini, Sagittarius is also connected with travel, especially long distance travel. So there could be issues with travel, and expect the unexpected, especially if you are taking any long distance or any kind of travel away during this time of the summer months, especially since it can be kind of tense, and there's the last minute information that comes about, the unforeseen before or during your trip. So do be careful, but on the broader sense, yes, there could be some information that can be a little bit disturbing regarding that which is foreign, different cultures, travel, the unknown, and so on and so forth. And of course, with this Uranus and Venus conjunction in Taurus, definitely expect the unexpected, especially since we've got planet of love, Venus in Taurus, applying a square to retrograde Saturn. So that can indicate some tensions or delays, frustrations with love. But if you are prepared for all this, then everything will work out to benefit you. Now we've got Mercury now finally moving forward in the sign of Gemini at 0 degrees, and that makes a sweet out of sign trine to Pluto at 28, although retrograde Capricorn and close to Aquarius. So Gemini, what is Gemini about? As the Sun in Gemini, Gemini is about communication. It is about, somewhat like Sagittarius, it is about speaking our mind. Gemini is about variety. Gemini, like the full moon in Sagittarius, is about humor and wit. Gemini is restlessness, and Gemini likes to talk. So this heightens this communication and the need to really, what seems to be the theme of this full moon, really put our opinions out there, and in a very quicksilver manner. We're going to be very restless. We want to speak our mind. We may be a little bit too blunt, kind of stumbling over ourselves a little bit, and we got to be careful with this Gemini Sagittarius, this time of year, full moon. Be very careful in our humor that we are not mocking or similar, and we don't get caught up with gossip and deception, and especially in our need to be very energetic to really voice our thoughts right now. And this is going to be a theme: restlessness, opinions, witty, humor, fun. These are all the good traits of this full moon. If we can look to the fun, the witty, and the positive, our enthusiasm, pull back a little bit from refraining from mocking, gossip, being too radical and aggressive, not get involved with petty conflicts over what we believe is right and wrong, then the full moon will be fine.